What is up? Welcome in to the Early Edge. I'm your host, Allan Bell. We have a fantastic show lined up for you this Friday morning because you know what it is. But before we get to that, let's take a look at how we did on Thursday here. Not great, but not terrible either. Losing day. That being said, we did have some nice wins in there. Look at the Maestro coming through with Yandy Diaz. The Rays slugger keeps just mashing. EC coming through with two of those three. But you know what? Bring the stars of the show. Let's get this big pick energy started. Gentlemen, good to see you. And I tell you what, we're going to start big pick energy by jumping right into big pick marquee matchup. Snake, throw me the first one here on the screen, and let's get this thing fired up. We have the Knicks at the Heat. Game 6 tonight. Sia, first off, good to see you. Good morning. Who are we going with today?
Good morning. I think I'm going to lean with the Heat here, -5.5. I was impressed with how the Knicks played last time out. What I mean by that is against the Heat in Miami. I thought they hung with them pretty tough. I think they're going to hang with them pretty tough here, but I think the Heat narrowly cover this 5.5.
All right. Mike, good morning, my man. From the penthouse level, well above me, down here in the janitor's closet. How you feeling about this one, bud?
Doing well, AB. As far as this game here, I think this one's fascinating. I'm going to go after the total here. I think that the spread is mostly efficient at this point. I don't give a ton of edge to Miami in terms of having home court advantage. I want to look to the under here. Fine if you want to isolate a team total under, depending on which side of the game you like. Definitely a first team to 100 wins a game.
Yeah, Mike, question real quick on that. Like when you see a spread like 5.5 in the playoffs, right? Like speaking of in terms of NBA basketball, is that like a key indicator? Like where do you see it to where you start getting nervous on a favorite, right? Over 3, over 4? Kind of explain your thought process there.
Yeah, I think it really depends on looking at the total or the pace of play, just understanding the style of the game. A 5.5 in a game where you've got a total at 208 that we're also leaning under on is a pretty significant margin. It's definitely not the same as a 5.5 or 6.5 in a game that has a total of, say, 228. Certainly a more high variance game when you've got more possessions, more points scoring. So like this one, I think it's going to be tight. I keep saying about this series plays more like a college basketball game. Some of the others play more like an NBA game.
Nice, man. That's good information. All right, Snake, hit me with the next one because we got another big game. Warriors at the Lakers. Warriors, hold on. Stay alive here. We've got game 6. Mike, I'm going to throw it right back at you. What are you looking at here?
Yeah, I'm looking at the Warriors here. It's kind of a prove-it spot to me. We'll see how healthy Anthony Davis is. You've seen throughout his career, when he gets banged up to the point of having to actually leave a game and comes back quickly, he tends to leave the game again. I think this is all Warriors or nothing for me personally. While I do think the Lakers are great, they've been very, very impressive throughout the playoffs, and it's never fun betting against LeBron. But I'll back the Warriors with their backs against the wall once again.
All right. See ya. What do you break it down here? What do you say?
Yeah, I've been on record for many weeks now as liking the Lakers in all of their series against Memphis and here. This is going to be a tough one. But if the Lakers don't win here, they don't win this series, period, end of story. So I think the Lakers end up covering. I think defensively, it's going to come down to whether Steph and Clay are really firing on all cylinders, and they've shown on the road that they haven't really been able to do that. So I think it's a must-win for both of them, if I'm being honest, and I think LeBron and company end up covering and winning and going on to the next series.
Yeah, you bring up a good point in terms of game 6, right? Because if you're the Lakers, the last thing you want to do is let the Warriors win game 6 at your house, and now all the pressure's on you. It's not on Golden State, right? So absolutely great point on that in regards to both being a must-win. Let's talk a little baseball here, and I want to bring everybody into this one. So my man, Chip Patterson, you know what? I want you to go first in this one, all right? Now, Snake, bring me up the home run hitters. So we got Matt Olson plus 300, all right? We got Hernandez plus 350, and we got Snake's man, Pete Alonso of the Mets at plus 400. Chip, first off, good morning. What do you like?
Oh, good morning, AB. Good morning, Sniper. Good morning, Prophet. Good morning, Sia. Good morning, M Squared. Good morning, Early Edge fam. You cannot stop me from giving out all my good mornings and trying to send you that positive vibes. We're going Pete Alonso.
Chip, I swear, dude, if we could bottle you and sell it, we would become billionaires overnight. Matt Snyder, good to see you, buddy. The Sniper. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Never a bad pick to go with Alonso. I believe we all picked him on Tuesday, and then he hit a home run, and it was the Mets' only run in the game for like the first 5 or 6 innings. So never a bad pick to go with Alonso, but I'm going to go with Matt Olson hitting a home run off his former teammate, Chris Bassett. He hit one when they faced off last year in last July. Rogers Center hasn't played that hitter-friendly to this point, but it's a really small sample. The Blue Jays have the lowest number of home games in the season to this point. They started with like a 10-game road trip. They haven't been at home that much. I expect the home run totals in Rogers to go up this year. And then one thing to watch, Chris Bassett falls behind very, very often. In fact, he's had more at-bats in this season when he's been behind in the count than when he's been ahead of the count.
Beautiful information. And I'll tell you what, even better information. I want the other 3 of you guys' opinion on this. But first, before we do, let's take a quick break and hear from one of our partners.
Get breaking news.
Big news coming out of the NFL today.
Highlights and instant reaction.
The largest final round comeback in Tour championship history. We're down to the final 4.
I just want to take time to analyze greatness.
Talk winners and losers with a guy who's already a big winner.
CBS Sports HQ. It's all sports all day long.
There we go. Now, Proppy, my dude, Propstarz, talk to me, man. Good morning. Who do we got?
Good morning, AB. Yeah, I'm going to take Pete Alonso here. Like this matchup against Mackenzie Gore. Lefty on lefty crime. He mashes lefties. Let's go, Alonso.
All right. Mikey, who you seeing?
Yeah, it's Pete Alonso here for me. Look, I love the weather spot here. It's a huge, huge weather boost today in this particular spot. You also got the Mets with a guaranteed 9th inning team at bat on the road. Good chance this thing flips over. Not an imposing bullpen at all. Give me Alonso here at plus 400.
All right. See ya. Counselor. First off, hope you had a good happy birthday yesterday. And second, bring us home, buddy. What do you got?
Appreciate it. I am going to be with the sniper. We are essentially the Olsen twins because I like Matt Olson as well. I think it's the best pitching matchup for sure against Chris Bassett. So plus 300, it's at least a fair number. Not the best number, but it's a fair number.
Hey, you know what? We can work with fair. Fair works. All right. That is all we have for marquee matchups today. And what the hell? I love it. That glass shattering just gets me fired up. Buckets, good morning, sir. How we doing? Oh, you're on mute. That's a tough intro.
Oh, that's tough.
Not the best
That's
entrance.
tough, but it doesn't matter, AB, because this morning I am disappointed in every single one of us here. But it doesn't matter because I'm just going to do this myself. I turned on the early edge this morning, and for the 4th day in a row, when I came to support this crew, I saw that we did not have a single real soccer capper on the panel. And I mean real soccer capper, AB, not whatever it is the coach thinks that he is or pretends to be. Somebody that actually is going to take us to the pay window again and again and again. So Snake, if you wouldn't mind. Welcome to a brand new Pick the Prop style segment called Both Teams to Cash, in which we look at our favorite bet, both teams to score, and we all decide which one of the 3 matchups we think that will happen. But as I said, I'm doing this by myself here because I don't care what anyone else thinks, and we're doing this by my rules. And my rules say that I don't have to pick just one matchup. I can pick all 3 of these because all 3 of these games are going to be goal fests, and I am making all 3 of these official bucket picks here. I'm looking up that matchup between Cologne and Hertha in the German Bundesliga, the matchup between Queen's Park and Patrick Thysell in the Scottish Premiership, and the matchup between Barrow and Septemvri Sofia in the Bulgarian Premier League. All 3 of these games will hit both teams to score here, AB, and that's all I have to say about that. I've got no more time to waste, so I am out. Good luck, early edge crew.
Oh, I love buckets, dude. Well done on that one. All right, taking all 3 of them to hit both teams to score. That's beautiful, man. Buckets, well done. Also well done. Let's take one more quick break and hear from one of our partners.
One weekend in May, only the best are welcome. An invitation reserved for legendary players and future stars, challenging each other at one of the most extraordinary courses in the nation. A major moment awaits. The PGA Championship on CBS.
Michael in the chat said somewhere EC is parlaying all of those plays. That is hilarious. That is an absolutely perfect comment, Michael. Well done on that one. All right, let's jump into our best bets for today. Mikey, coming over to you, man. You hit and lead off as you do. Break it down, buddy. What do you got?
All right, we're looking Angels Guardians, full game total here on this one for me. We're going over 8.5. Looking for a 9th run before the end of the game for our win condition. If this does move to 9 at all throughout the day, do not play it there. We do not want to be looking for a 10th run for a win condition in this game. So looking at this, we got 2 left-handed pitchers on the mound. Logan Allen, decent prospect. I have a big issue with someone, though, who has to throw the fastball 50+% of the time. That's what he's doing. And the second most frequent pitch is going to be the changeup. He's had some success with it early. I don't expect that to last. Looking at the fastball, though, 350 weighted on base average, definitely below Major League Baseball average. But when we look at the expected data, that number balloons all the way to 422, sitting just under 92 miles per hour is the average velocity on that. Not incredibly hard to catch up to if teams start to sit on that changeup that is coming next. The fastball and changeup for him represents 73% of the pitches thrown. You got hitters like Trout, Ohtani, Rendon, a lot of power in that lineup. And then on the other side, Tyler Anderson, we get to pick on him as well. Not a hard thrower, also relies heavily on the fastball and changeup. Decent air quality overall. Let's go over 8.5 runs here in Angels Guardians.
How Mike isn't working for a major league club at this point, I have no idea. Like, I mean, for real, I don't know.
I used to consult for a major league team, but we have.
But there we go. I was going to say
NDAs in place, so I can't talk too much about that. But yes, we we used to.
I love it. It makes sense. It makes complete sense. All right, see you, man. Coming over to you, PGA Tour. All right, I believe we call it a 3-ball here for the Byron Nelson. Is that correct?
That is correct. And for the record, I was going to say before Mike even said anything that he probably does consult with the Major League Baseball team, and he tells me in the past he did because, I mean, if you're not knocking on his door, I don't know what you're doing. But on my door is a 3-ball for round 2. If you watch the early wedge, you know I'm pretty big on Christian Bezuidenhout. He's a guy who he was okay in round 1. Frankly, in this 3-ball against Ryan Moore and Scott Brown, he was the lesser player yesterday, but I think he's going to rebound here. Ryan Moore and Scott Brown, they were actually both really good on approach, and that's a very important statistic here. But again, I believe in Bezuidenhout in this tournament because historically he's been very good here for 1, and 2, he's just a better golfer than these guys. So at -105, I like it because I think we're going to see regression from Scott Brown and Ryan Moore, who frankly have not been guys that have been good on the PGA Tour whatsoever. It's been a long time since Ryan Moore has splashed in any way. Bezuidenhout, definitely the better course fit, definitely the better putter, definitely better on approach. So notwithstanding yesterday's results, which were kind of middling and comparable to the 2 guys he's going up against, I think there's going to be a separation here, especially with the wind conditions being slightly up and the pins where the hole locations are slightly tucked. It's going to be a little bit more difficult than it was yesterday. That favors the better golfer. The better golfer by leaps and bounds is Christian Bezuidenhout.
All right, first off, you get 5 stars there for pronouncing that name correctly. There's
Thank you.
no way in the world I could have done it. And just go ahead and be prepared on the recap screen because I'm coming to you to read that one.
Alan, I've got a little trick. Call him Seabaz.
Seabaz.
Yeah.
Seabaz.
Right.
That's it.
All right.
It's also Mark Immelman's guy.
Yes,
anytime he's
Mark
playing
Immelman's
well, Immelman will ride for him. Rightly so.
Yeah.
He's a good, great talent for sure.
Both
You know
South
what?
Africans.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, if it's Immelman's dude, then, I mean, yeah, we're rolling strong here. Speaking of our dude, Sniper, all right? Now, I've got to say it. It is, what is today's date? May 12th, all right? It might have only been a month ago to where me and Snyder are on HQ, and I'm going on and on about how good the Cardinals are going to be this year. They're going to win the division, all right? And Snyder, which one, the awesome and kind dude that he is like, buddy, let me help you out with that one, all right? But, yeah, you were right on that for the season. However, today, we're feeling them. Talk to me, man. What do you got?
Well, yeah, I might not be right yet. That was the preseason show. I took the under. I think it was 89.
I think you're pretty good.
They'd have to work awfully hard to get over that at this point. But I do think they're going to play better. And we can start with today. They've started to kind of get on a little bit of a roll offensively. They crushed left-handed starting pitching. They did not on Wednesday against Justin Steele of the Cubs, as correctly called by at least A-Mags, I know, on the show. I think several others jumped in on that. But Steele's been amazing since about late July of last season. That was an exception. Big Maple on the mound for the Red Sox, making a return. James Paxton, the big lefty, but he's had a rough go of it for several years. on his way back from surgery, 16 walks in 21 2/3 innings in the minors on his rehab assignment, 5 walks last time out. I think the Cardinals can really take advantage of him early in this game. Paxton at a 6.23 ERA. He's 34 years old. He has that horrible injury history. So I'm going to go over on the Cardinals team total of 4.5. We should get there, I think, pretty quickly. Good weather conditions, I think, in Fenway. I'm not as much of an expert as M Squared on this, but I believe the weather's well. The over for the whole game might be pretty ripe for the picking. We've got Wainwright on the bump for the Cardinals, but I'm just going to focus on the Cardinals against Paxton and the Red Sox bullpen, at least until they get into the late innings there with the team total. I also have another play here. Prospect coming up for his first career start, Yuri. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. Yuri. I think it's Yuri Perez.
That was pretty good. No, that was good. Well done. Yeah.
Yuri. I believe it's Yuri.
Yeah.
He's 6'8". He was signed at 6'4". He's up to 6'8". Some scouts say he's hitting almost 6'9" at this point. The word that I keep hearing is deceptive. Triple digits heat at times, mostly sits 96, 97, nasty changeup, mid-80s slider. He will miss a lot of bats with that deceptive delivery. In his last 2 outings in AA, he struck out 50% of the batters. I did not misspeak there. Half the batters he faced, he struck out. In 31 innings in AA, it's 42 strikeouts. Facing the Reds in Miami today, the Reds are 6th in the majors in strikeout rate, 19th in walk rate. So he shouldn't pile up the pitch count early. He should strike out a lot. The number's 4.5. I definitely like the over in that. And the last I looked, it was plus money. So I love this one.
Yeah, you know, when you say deceptive, right? Like, and especially the size, Framber Valdez comes to mind. I'm not saying they're the exact same pitcher, but when you speak deceptive like that, 100%, man, that's tough.
Yeah, and I think part of it is with his height, it gets on you quickly. Kind of like think back to Randy Johnson with a really, really long arm, and he doesn't release it until it feels like it's almost a home plate. And that's also what makes the changeup so effective is that you gear up for that fastball, and it feels like it's right on top of you right when he releases it. But then when he pulls the string on the change, you're swinging before it's even there.
Dude, that's an excellent point. Great breakdown right there. Well done on that one. Chip, speaking of great breakdowns, you always bring it. Get one play. NBA. What you got, bud?
Yeah, we're going with the late game. We are going with that potential closeout. Am I going to be back in the Lakers? Going to be back in the Warriors? No. We are going to attack the total because one thing that we know is that it don't matter whether it's the Staples Center or the Crypto.com Arena or whatever naming rights comes in next for that big old building. It's not a good shooting spot for Steph. And it ain't a good shooting spot for Clay. And Clay hasn't been hitting it well either. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going under the total because I just think that what we saw in that game 5, like there were 7 first quarter threes by Golden State from 6 different players. You are not going to see the Warriors be able to let it rain. Now, I do respect the championship pedigree that franchise has. And I do think that I'm not going to count them out until they are absolutely dead. They are a cockroach in the playoffs, so I'm not going to fade them, but I do think that they are not going to be as hot, and I think that Anthony Davis, of course, increases the defensive ability of the Lakers, so we're going to be going under 221.
Excellent breakdown, my man, and I like that, dude. That USA pullover right there. That jacket is nice, dude.
Appreciate it.
I like it. Yep. Rick in the chat asked, AB, any early edge crew on HQ tonight? You know what? There is. You're going to get a whole lot of me and him squared. We're both on tonight, I believe, 8 p.m. Eastern, correct?
8 p.m. Eastern. I will be there at 1:45 p.m. Eastern today as well. Going to hit the NBA games, give a bet for baseball. Yeah, we'll be there a couple times today.
Well, hell yeah, let's go, man. Let's get it. Now, speaking of let's get it, Propstarz, you are in the maestro spot. Bring us home, buddy. What do you got?
All right, 2 plays from the association, both plays in the Knicks versus Heat game. First up, we're going Quentin Grimes over 5.5 combined rebounds and assists. This is a volume-based play. Quentin Grimes just played the entire 48 minutes in Game 5. Very impressive performance. Played 42 minutes in the game prior in Game 4. So this guy is on the floor essentially for the entire game. when he has played 40-plus minutes, both in the regular season, in the playoffs, 9 times, including the postseason, he has eclipsed this line in all 9 appearances. I anticipate him playing at least 40 minutes again tonight. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if Tibbs goes to him because of his defense and he plays another full 48 minutes. Either way, he is just going to be on the court a ton. That's why I love him to go over a combined 5.5 rebounds and assists. And then we're going to look at his backcourt mate, one of my favorite players in the NBA, Jalen Brunson, but we're going to fade him tonight. He's got a 39.5 points, rebounds, and assists combination line. This is a massive number for Brunson. Averaged roughly 33 PRA in the regular season. Been even better in the playoffs. Just absolutely torched Miami the previous 2 games. But Miami is going to pay a lot of attention to him tonight. They are going to blitz him. They are going to double him. They are going to get the ball out of his hands as much as possible. You had Bam Adebayo calling out all of Miami's perimeter defenders for how they guarded him in these previous 2 games. I really think we're going to see a concerted effort from the Heat tonight. And I just don't think he can sustain the efficiency, which has been out of this world, that he's put up over these last 2 games. This is just a very inflated number. So we're going to fade Jalen Brunson under 39.5 combined points, rebounds, and assists.
Catching the blitz right there, Brunson. Good luck tonight on that one. It's coming at you. All right, everybody, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Let's take the recap here. And it is glorious courtesy of, oh man, Jake the Snake crushing it here. M Squared is on the Angels Guardians over 8.5. Sia, go ahead, say that name for it.
Christian Bezadenhout, otherwise known as Seabez.
Seabez over Scott Brown and Ryan Moore in round 2 of the Byron Nelson. Propstarz is on Jalen Brunson under 39.5 points, rebounds, and assists, as well as Quentin Grimes over 5.5 rebounds and assists. Matt the Sniper Snyder is on the Cardinals team total over 4.5, and Yuri Perez over 4.5 strikeouts at plus 104. Chip Patterson is on the Warriors Lakers under 221. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We will be live Saturday, well, later this afternoon, actually, Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central for the early Edge and 5, as well as Saturday normal time at 10 a.m. Eastern. But until then, everybody, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets. We'll see you later this afternoon. Thanks.